Dyed fabric. Dyed fabric or dyed cloth is the fabric which has been made from the colored fibers. Dyed fabric is colored by substances which has an affinity to the substrate to the fabric it is applied to. These dyes are obtained from animal, vegetable, or mineral origin with no or very little processing. Animal origin dyes are like Tyrian purple, Kermes, cochineal. Vegetable origin dyes are contributed by safflower, turmeric, indigo, woad, alizarin, madder, logwood, etc. Iron buff is a good example of inorganic dyes. Mauveine was the first man-made organic dye discovered by William Henry Perkin in 1856. Uncountable number of dyes have since then been prepared, improving the properties with every attempt. The fastness of the color and its permanency depends upon the dye and the process used. Types of dyeing. Acid dyeing. In acid dyeing process, water-soluble anionic dyes are applied to fibers from neutral to acid dye baths. Usually fibers of silk, wool, nylon, and modified acrylic are dyed. Basic dyeing. In basic dyeing process, water-soluble cationic dyes are applied mainly to acrylic, wool, and silk fibers. Direct dyeing. Direct dyeing process uses either sodium chloride or sodium sulfate in neutral or little alkaline dye bath. Usually cotton, paper, leather, wool, silk, and nylon is dyed. Mordant dyeing. Mordant dyeing process requires the use of mordant, a dyeing substance, to improve the fastness of the dye on the fiber like water, light, and perspiration fastness. Vat dyeing. In vat dyeing process, dye is insoluble in water and does not dye fiber directly. Reduction in alkaline liquor gives the water-soluble alkali metal salt of the dye. This form dyes the textile fiber. Reactive dyeing. In reactive dyeing, dye contain a reactive group, haloheterocycle, or activated double bond. It is applied to the fiber in a weakly alkaline dye bath, which forms a chemical bond with an hydroxyl group on the cellulosic fiber. Disperse dyeing. In disperse dyeing, a substantially water-insoluble, developed for dyeing cellulose acetate. The dyes are ground finely in the presence of a dispersing agent. It is in the form of paste, spray-dried, or powders. It is used to dye nylon, triacetate, polyester, and acrylic fibers. Azoic dyeing. In azoic dyeing, an insoluble azo dye is produced directly onto or within the fiber in this process. This is achieved by the treatment with a diazo component and a coupling component.